Hari Om. So, as all of us know, the whole world is going through tough times. Thousands and thousands of people are dying because of this COVID virus. There is fear, there is anxiety, there is worry, there is pessimism, there is tension. Now the question is, how to come out of all these negativities? Is there any way out? So what should be done? Whom should we ask this question? There is so much of worry and anxiety in this world. How to come out of it? Is there any way out? So we will have to ask God only, who has created this world, isn't it? God has to answer this question. So when we ask God, there's a lot of negativity in this world, how can we come out of it? So answering this question, Bhagavan has given so many scriptures like Bible, like Quran, like Guru Grantha Sahib and Bhagavad Gita. And in all these scriptures, Bhagavan has given us a way by which we can come out of all our negativities. So we have selected some few verses in Bhagavad Gita, some 9-10 of them, by which where Bhagavan says how we can attain peace and strength by holding on to Him. So the solution to come out of all problems and suffering is only one. And what is that one way? Holding on to the Lord. This is the only way. Unanimously all scriptures declare the same thing. There is only one way by which we can come out of this suffering, and that is by holding on to God. Right? So some few verses we have selected from Bhagavad Gita. These are the verses which you will chant every day. If possible, try to get it by heart so that whenever you are disturbed, these verses will become a powerful tool to strengthen yourself. Right? Yes. So I have selected some stories. Now these are all lifetime, real life stories. There are so many stories we have where a person was struggling in life, suffering in life, and finally when that person turned to Bhagavan, that person was able to face the challenges boldly and come out of all problems in life. There are so many stories. I have selected a few of them. So in these stories you will find how when we hold on to God, Bhagavan guides us, Bhagavan inspires us, Bhagavan strengthens us, He enlightens us, and finally we reach our goal effortlessly. So in these 7 days starting from today, we will see some of heart-touching stories. So let me start with one story today. I hope the audio is clear for everyone. Yes, very good. So there was this small girl, just 6 years old. Now this incident happened in Baroda. This happened somewhere in 2008. So there was this small girl, she was playing with her friends, and one day she experienced an intense pain in the heart. She literally collapsed. And immediately the parents, mother and the father, they took this girl to the nearby hospital. So many medical tests were done. And then doctors found out that the problem was in the heart. There were so many blocks. Arteries were blocked. There was so much of blood clots here and there. The case was serious. So therefore, they took this matter to a very senior surgeon, cardiac surgeon, a very famous doctor in India, Dr. Shailesh Mehta. He's a doctor from Baroda. very famous surgeon in India. So this doctor was so famous that every day he would conduct minimum 10 heart operations. Every day. Just imagine 10 operations in a day. He was very, very busy. He had hundreds of doctors everywhere, all over India. 40 years he has been in this profession. He was so busy that even to get an appointment to this doctor, with this doctor, you will have to wait for at least 1 month. So famous he was. So then finally, these doctors, seeing the complication of this case, the matter was taken to Dr. Shailesh Mehta. So the parents came to meet this doctor in his cabin. Father and mother was there. Shailesh Mehta saw the reports. So many medical tests were done. So he saw the reports, and just by a glance of these reports, he could make out that the case is serious. So after seeing the report, he looked at this father and mother. They were anxiously waiting a response from this doctor. So this doctor said, the condition of this child, that is your daughter, is very serious. It is so serious that if operation is not done immediately, the child will survive only for 3 months. The matter has become so worse because so much of what you call clots are there, blockages are there in the heart. If no operation is done, the child will survive only, now you have to show me with your fingers. Only, very good, only 3 months. I will keep on asking questions like this. So you will have to indicate with your fingers the answers. Ready? Good. So doctor said, if no operation is done, the child will survive only for 3 months. But if operation is done, even then it will be a very complicated operation. Complicated because even if the operation is done, the survival rate, the survival possibility of this child is only 30%. Means what? There is all the possibility that even when the operation is done, the child may die on the operation table. How much percent? What is the death percent? Death percent. What is the percentage possibility of the child to die? 30% she may survive, so therefore 70% she may die. Are you able to get it? So 70% chances are that the child may die on the operation table. Doctor looked at the parents, and when this father and mother, they heard this, they broke down. The matter was very serious. They broke down. With great difficulty, they tried to control their tears, but they could not. But somehow, after some, with great difficulty, they controlled their emotion. And the father said, Doctor, even though the operation is very risky, we understand the risk, but still we would like to go ahead with the operation. Because after all, there is a possibility that she may survive. There is a possibility, at least 30% possibility is there. Therefore, we would like to go ahead with operation. So thus, it was decided that the child will be operated. Now, 6 days before the operation, the child was admitted to the hospital. The child was accompanied by her mother. So mother and the child, they were there in the hospital 6 days prior. And now this mother, she started chanting stotrams, bhajans, mantras, shlokas. She would chant and make this little child repeat. She would chant and make the child repeat. Slokas and bhajans and stotrams and mantras, all these stotras and mantras which you learned from Balvihar classes, this lady would chant and tell this child to repeat. And then this mother would say, my dear child, God is all powerful. There is nothing in this world which God cannot do. There is nothing impossible. Have faith in that Supreme Lord, in that supremely compassionate, all-powerful Lord. Have faith and chant His name. Seek His blessings. Definitely you will come out of this tragedy. Everything will be fine. This operation will be successful. Nothing is there to worry. Everything will be fine. In this way, this mother used to keep on encouraging and inspiring and filling her with enthusiasm and courage. The mother used to give these doses of inspiration, and then she would chant the mantra and ask the child to repeat it. This went on because 6 days are there for the operation. And what happened was, morning, afternoon, evening, this chanting would go on and she would continuously inspire this child. So what happened was, mother was cheerful, the daughter was cheerful, because they were confident that God will help us. And the wonder of wonders, the doctors who used to come to their ward, the moment the doctors would come, this girl will say, good morning doctor, how are you? Very cheerful. Now these doctors, they themselves were doubtful whether the operation will succeed or not. And now the interesting thing is, the patient, which is this girl, she is fully confident that the operation is going to be successful. They were amazed, looking at the cheerfulness and enthusiasm and the joy and happiness of this child. They were tremendously amazed. There is no trace of negativity or pessimism or dejection. Not at all. Doctors were amazed. So then finally the date came. The doctors, they made everything ready for the operation. The girl came. She was asked to lie down on that operation table. And finally, when every arrangement was made, Dr. Shailesh Mehta came with sterilized coat, with gloves, with mask, with head cover, everything. He came. And the moment he came, this girl was cheerful. She said, good morning, doctor. Shailesh Mehta was amazed, seeing the cheerfulness of this child. But suddenly one thought struck him. The thought was, now this child is very cheerful, happy, etc. But who knows? After the operation, this girl may not even survive. That disturbing thought struck him. At that time, this girl, bubbling with energy and cheerfulness, she asked, Doctor, may I ask you one question? Doctor said, yes, dear one, please ask. What is it that you want to know? Doctor, my mother says that you are going to cut open my heart. Is it true? Doctor said, yeah, but don't worry. You will not experience any pain. We will give you special medicines for it. You will not even know pain at all. So therefore, don't worry about that part. Then this girl said, no, doctor, that is not my question. That is not my question. I am not worried about pain. I am not worried about the success of this operation. No. I know that my Lord will take care of me. Nothing will happen. Everything will be fine. I know it. I have total faith in the Lord. My question is not that. My question is, you are going to cut open this heart. And now my mother and everyone, others also, they say that God resides in the heart of everyone. God resides in the heart of everyone. This is what everybody says. And now you are going to cut open and you are going to see my heart, what is inside my heart. So what does it mean? God resides in the heart and you are going to see my heart. So what does it mean? What does it mean? It means you are going to see God directly. Doctor, how fortunate you are that you are going to see God directly. And who is God? That omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent God who created all of us and the whole world. Now I have used three terms. What are they? Omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent. By the way, I hope you are noting down every little point, because after this there will be question answer session. There will be quiz. So many questions are going to be asked. So you have this notebook with you. Write down every little detail. Tell me, what is the age of this girl? Fingers. Tell me, what is the age of this girl? Very good. Some of them got it right. 6 years. Now see, you forgot. Which year did this happen? 2000 dash. Fingers. Some of them remember. 2008. So, what I suggest you is, whenever little details are there, write down. Because these questions all may come in the quiz, or tomorrow you will have to answer all of them. Okay. Now continuing. So this girl said that God who is omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent. Now I am using three terms. What does omniscient mean? The spelling is OMNISCIENT. Omniscient means all knowing. Sarvajnyaha, the one who knows everything. That is called omniscient. Second term, omnipotent. Omnipotent means what? All powerful. OMNIPOTENT. Omnipotent. All powerful. Sarvashaktiman. Omniscient. Omnipotent. The third one, omnipresent. 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 Omnipresent means what? Present everywhere. Sarvavyapi. So this girl said, Doctor, that omniscient God, that omnipotent, omnipresent God, you are going to see. Because God resides in the heart and you are going to see my heart. That means you are going to see this God. So my request to you is, will you please observe that God carefully? And then, will you please tell me how He looks like? Because I have never seen God. I have only heard of God. I would like to see Him. So will you please describe how He looks like? This is the question which the girl asked the doctor. This doctor, interestingly, he did not believe in God. He was a non-believer. He believed more in science than God. Now when this girl asked this question, just to cheer up this girl, doctor said, yeah, okay. I will see how you look like, and once you come back, I will tell you how God looks like. Well, the operation started. The heart was cut open. Now, one necessary condition for the success of this operation was, blood should flow into the heart the moment that cut is made. Blood should flow. That was the condition. So the cut was made. Blood did not flow. They waited 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. No blood flow. 25 minutes, 30 minutes, 35 minutes. They were waiting for the blood, because without the blood, operation is not going to be successful. And they saw that all the life indicating parameters were dropping. The blood pressure was going down. The pulse rate was going down. Going down means what? Dying. So slowly all these things were going down. Blood was not coming. They waited almost for 40 minutes for the blood. There was no blood. All these life sustaining instruments were kept on, heart-run machines, etc. But nothing is of any use unless the blood comes. So finally, after around 40 minutes, Dr. Shailesh Mehta looked at other doctors and then he said, I think we can't do anything now. This operation is going to be unsuccessful. I think we should stitch up everything and wind up. The other doctors also nodded their head, yes, we are all helpless. It was at this time that Shailesh Mehta remembered what this girl had asked him. He had made a promise, isn't it? What was the promise? That when I see God, I will tell you how He looks like. He had made a promise. Suddenly, Shailesh Mehta, this doctor, remembered his promise given to this girl. At that time, when he remembered that dialogue of this girl, this request of this girl, suddenly he became intensely emotional. Tears started welling up in his eyes. Tears started trickling from his eyes. And then, now this person, others doctors saw that this doctor is literally crying. Other doctors were wondering because they never saw Shailesh Mehta in this form. He was considered to be very rational, very logical, very strong. Such was the image which they all had about this doctor. For the first time they saw this doctor in tears. He became extremely emotional. And that moment, this doctor did something which he had never done before. And what was it? With the hands soaked in blood, he just prostrated, folded palms in a prayerful attitude. He prayed to the Lord. And what was the prayer? He said, "O Lord, this girl believes that you exist. This girl believes that you will save the life of hers. As far as my knowledge is concerned, as far as my skills are concerned, everything has come to a limit. I can't do anything. I am absolutely helpless and clueless. But, O Lord, if at all you exist, my sincere prayer to you is, please save the life of this child. I am totally helpless now. I completely surrender unto you. This child believes that you exist in her heart. So if at all you are there, my sincere prayer is, please save the life of this child." And as this prayer came out of this doctor, he was in tears. For few moments, he could not even utter. The voice was choked. He became silent. He became prayerfully silent. In total surrender, he became silent, and this way he would have remained for somewhere around 10 to 20 seconds with closed eyes, totally in tune with the divine. And then suddenly something happened. Now he was with closed eyes. And that silence, suddenly he got a nudge from the nearby doctor. The nearby doctor said, Doctor, please open your eyes. Blood has started flowing into the heart." Doctor opened the eyes. Now he could not see anything. Why he could not see anything? Guess. He could not see anything because his eyes were filled with tears. So immediately the nearby nurse, she pulled out the spectacles, and then he just wiped his tears, and then he saw, wonder of wonders, the blood had started trickling into the heart. In those prayerful moments, this wonder happened. Immediately all these life-sustaining machines were switched on. All the doctors got together and they started working on this heart. For the next 4 to 4.5 hours, they kept on working on this heart, cleaning all the arteries and blocks, etc. And after 4.5 hours, the operation concluded. It was a successful operation. And this doctor was extremely fulfilled. He had conducted very many operations. Just imagine, for 40 years he has been doing this. Almost 10 operations a day. And when operation was successful, this doctor gave a sigh of relief with tremendous amount of satisfaction, with tremendous amount of fulfillment. And then he said, I am so happy today. This girl is going to survive. She will not have any kind of heart problem for the next 60 years. That way we have done everything fine. Operation is extremely successful. I am indeed fulfilled. The operation was over. Parents came running with tremendous sense of gratitude. They thanked the doctor profusely from the depth of their hearts. And as they were going away, bidding farewell, this girl came running to the doctor and said, Doctor, do you remember? I had asked a question. I had made a request. Do you remember? I had asked you, how does that God look like? Will you please answer my question? Then that doctor, when he heard this question again from this girl, he just hugged that girl with all tenderness, with all love. And then doctor said, my dear child, God is not someone who can be seen through the naked eyes. Now remember this reply of this doctor. God is not someone who can be seen through these naked eyes. He is someone who can be known through a pure heart. He is someone who can be experienced in a pure heart. God is not someone who can be seen through the naked eyes. He is someone who can be experienced in a pure heart. I could, you too can. I could experience the presence of God. You too can experience His presence in your heart. And it is said, this one incident transformed the life of Dr. Shailesh Mehta completely. What was the transformation? He was an atheist before, a non-believer in God. This one incident completely transformed him. He became a staunch believer in God. His faith in God became very strong after this one incident. And then what happened to him? After this incident, every time he goes towards, whenever he went to this operation theatre to conduct operation, he would first go, there was one photo kept, he had kept a picture of God. So he would stand in front of this picture and he would say, Oh Lord, I am a very small man. My knowledge is limited, my skills are limited. It is only because of your grace, it is only because of your blessings that operations become successful, not because of me. I am a mere instrument in your hands. O Lord, may your grace and blessings flow through me to the devotee of yours. Please bless me. I completely surrender unto you. Please bless me and bless your devotee. So in this way he would pray, sit in front of the Lord for some few minutes, and then he would go to the operation table. Later on, whenever he would narrate the story of this little girl, he would cry bitterly, remembering all those happenings. The Shailesh Mehta, he would cry bitterly and say, I was an uncultured person. It is this small girl who has made me cultured. It is this small girl who has transformed my life. So I am eternally grateful to this little girl. Did you like this story? Thank you very much. Now, So, what is the lesson to be learnt? Lesson is, whenever we go to God, seek help from Him, He will definitely bless us. The most important question, can we experience God? Yes or no? Yes. When can we experience God? When our hearts are pure, we can experience God. What is the definition of a pure heart? What is the definition of a pure heart? What is a pure heart? A heart filled with noble emotions. A heart filled with noble emotions like kindness, compassion, mercy, truthfulness, honesty, all these noble emotions. A heart which is filled with such noble emotions, such a heart is called a pure heart. And anyone who has such a pure heart can definitely experience the presence of God in such a heart. What is an impure heart? Any heart which has all the negative emotions. What are the examples of negative emotions? Greed, jealousy, anger, hatred, vengeance. They are all negative emotions. Such a heart filled with these negative emotions, such a heart is called an impure heart. So, if our hearts are impure, then we can never experience His presence. He is there, but we will not be able to experience it. So, if I am not able to experience the presence of God, who has to be blamed? God or me? We have to blame ourselves. Because if we can keep our heart pure, we can definitely experience His presence. So, we alone are responsible for keeping our hearts pure. Right? It is something like, a very beautiful example is given, it is something like sunlight. Sunlight is there everywhere. A mirror is able to reflect that sunlight, a piece of stone is not able to reflect that sunlight, isn't it? Sunlight is the same which is falling on the mirror and on the stone. The mirror is able to reflect it, the stone is not able to. Why? Mirror has a polished surface, a stone has a rough surface. In the same way, God resides in the hearts of all, but only those blessed ones, those rare ones, they alone are able to experience it. Who are those blessed ones? Those who have kept their heart pure. So, therefore, what is our responsibility? To make our hearts pure. This is our responsibility. And whoever does this, keeping the heart pure, Bhagavan loves them like anything. So, if we want to receive that love of God, affection of God, if we want to feel the presence of God, there is only one thing we need to do. What is that? Keeping our hearts pure. Right? So, now I will wind up this session now because time is up. I hope you have kept all the important points in mind. Very soon the questions are going to come. You will have to answer them. You will have to submit it. I will also see the answers given by you. Right? So, similar such stories, with such stories we will meet again tomorrow. Hari Om all of you. Hari Om.